was just about an hour and a half or 2 hours away. We went to lunch, then I went to the gun shop and had some work done to one of my guns. And my friend who runs the gun shop did a bunch of extra work to it for me, so it's a better gun now. Has a little more power, shoots a little more times. It's just a better gun all the way around. And straightened the barrel out, the inner barrel, because it was a little weird. But now it's just shot it 3 times. It shoots perfect. Took some friends with us, and we went and had a all-you-could-eat lunch again. Same places we've been going the last few weeks. They're getting to be known there. Shit, we walk in and they all say, "Hey!" It's really weird. So, yeah. So I don't really have anything to bitch about. It's kind of weird. I always got something to bitch about, but no, I don't. Other than just listen to these clowns and I don't know. They're all over. I was thinking it was all Dumageddon, but it's not. They're all over. They really are. The only guy that I can, like I said, that I kind of see as kind of normal is this guy. I think his name is Steve, but I wouldn't swear to that. But if it is you, Steve, and you see this, you're the guy that's planting the trees in your backyard. It's kind of nice. He's kind of a normal guy. He's got a wife and a kid, and he's just normal. And normal is hard to find, it seems like, with these clown of Americans and Canadians and Jiminy. Just trippy losers as far as I'm concerned. They're all worried about their money. And the first conversation comes up is how expensive it is to live in the Philippines. It's not how cheap it is. It's how expensive it is. Everybody that you listen to talks about how expensive. Shit, man, if it's expensive to live in the Philippines, how did you survive anywhere else? I mean, it's so cheap here. It's stupid. I had 3 air conditioners cleaned today. It cost me a total of less than $15 to clean all of them. And that's taking them apart, cleaning out the guts because they were dirty, and putting it all back together. And putting them in, because they took them all completely apart. I mean, the whole job. So, some things are expensive. My electric bill is $300 a month about. So yeah, it's expensive. But then I bought a new bike for, I don't know, how much was it? Less than $2,000. New motorcycle. And instant financing, went in, bought it, drove it home. You don't get to do that kind of stuff in the U.S. It's all paperwork and banks and just horse shit. Here, no. Here it's very simple. We went to Starbucks, and it's as dumb as it is. We've had Starbucks here for a long time. I don't know, maybe the whole time I've been here, I don't know. It's the very first time I went to Starbucks. I had a white chocolate something, hot coffee, I guess. And I had a cinnamon roll that was so good. Oh my gosh. I have to say, it's the first time I've had that good of a cinnamon roll here. It was good. We had some friends with us, which was kind of fun. They treated to the cinnamon rolls. I treated to lunch. So it's not like the U.S. Your friends here are your friends. If you have Philippine friends, they're your friends. If you have American friends here, they're kind of your friends. They're your friends as long as they're in front of you. They're not friends when they get next to you. And, it's like in the U.S. Here's your friendship. Back here, they just talk about you. Me, I just talk about you anyway. I don't give a fuck who you are or where you live or, I think you're fucking up. You're fucking up. That's it. I don't care. I'll tell you. I'm straight up about it. You're fucking up. Hey, sup? Nothing's up, Lily. And yeah, how's it going? It's going really good. Actually, today, it's a rainy day today. We had enough rain that my wife does not have to go down to her garden later and water the garden, which that is a really good thing because she waters her garden religiously in the evenings and takes care of the garden from about 7 o'clock or 7:30 at night until midnight every single day. And I'm really glad that she doesn't have to do that today, or want to do that today, I should say. And Lily, where are you? Where do you live at? I'd like to know. Guys, tell me where you live when you get on so I kind of have an idea. I'm from California. I live in Luzon, the island of Luzon. I'm about 2.5 or 2 hours from Manila, and about the same to Baguio City, which is in the mountains. In the middle, I live in a province, which is, if you relate to San Francisco as a city, and you relate to like Hayward as a province, I live in a province. It's a little town off, and the provinces are run. Well, the towns in the provinces, they're run kind of like HOAs. We have like a captain of the city that I live in, which is Paguyat. He's like the captain. He's kind of like the president of the HOA. Dude, Sharon Dildos came out with a new book. I don't know what any of that means, but okay. I don't read much books. I have no time. But thanks for telling me that, John Smitty. Anyway, yeah, it's nice. Living in the province is much better than living in like Manila. I never have. I never will. I've been to Manila. I thought it was 3 times, but I think I've been there 5 times. I've been through it once, all the way through, didn't stop. And I've been there a couple, 2 or 3 times to go to the, no, I have no idea. Francis, hi, says hi. Yeah, I don't go to Manila. There's just nothing there to entertain me at all. I don't really. Please say my name. Well, I thought I did. Francisari and Caballona. Did I get it close? Francisari and Caballona. 8. Did I get it right? I'm not sure, but I think I did. 8774. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any real. I really have no interest in going to. Yes, cool. I got it. Well, it's hard to say, but I can figure it out. Yeah, I don't have any interest in going to Manila. It's like I didn't have any interest in going to San Francisco when I lived 20 minutes away or 30 minutes away. And when I lived in Los Angeles area, I lived in Long Beach. I never went to LA, which was attached to Long Beach. I had no interest in going to where the drug addicts are and the losers and the homeless people, and I just don't want to do it. I like my car not being broke into. Here they don't do that as much. Maybe they do. I don't want to say, but I don't think cars get broke into here near like they do in the U.S. And we don't really have any. I would say there's very, very few drug addicts here, because the last president went through, and if you were a drug addict, he just simply shot your butt. That was the end of the show. And homeless people in Manila, in reality, there's not a lot of homeless people here. I mean, it sounds stupid, but there's not a lot of homeless. If you're homeless, there's a place in Manila for the homeless people. They go out and they build it's a whole little town of homeless people, which makes them not homeless. So it's kind of a weird circle. And I haven't been there. I've seen videos about it, and they tell everybody, oh, it's dangerous. But I've seen many, many American bloggers go in there, and here we go. Here I got one that says view message. I like these ones. Bytyfot. I don't know what that means. Bytyfot. Bytyfot. I don't know what that means. Anyway, yeah, I've seen bloggers go in there, Americans, Canadians, Europeans, and they walk around. Everybody's real friendly. Hello, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. They don't ever harass them. I don't really think I've heard of any Americans having trouble in the Philippines that didn't deserve it. People get in trouble because you're stupid. During the coronavirus thing, I saw this thing about this guy. The cops told him to get in his yard. He said, fuck you. The cop said, you got to get in your yard because that's the rules in the barangay. He got in a fight with the cops, so they deported his ass. Good. Should have got deported. In the U.S., you guys, in some of the cities, when I was a kid growing up, I'm 70, when the cops pulled you over in your car, you were cordial. I'm not saying you had to be overly nice, but they were cops. You were afraid. They were the boss. They were the law. When they asked you for your license and your insurance, you gave it to them. You didn't fuck with them. You didn't say, fuck you. No. The law says I just got to show you that. You know, if you're that paranoid about being around the police, something's wrong with you. You know, and I guarantee you that if you get robbed or you get beat up or you get hit by a car, you're going to beg the cops to come and help you. And I hope, you idiots that give the cops a hard time, when you call the cops, they remember you and go, well, I know you're laying there bleeding, but I know if I ask you for your license, you're not going to give it to me. So are you going to give me your name maybe? I hope they fuck with you when you need them. You'll learn a lesson, and maybe some of you idiots in the U.S. need that lesson, I don't know. I never had a problem with the police. I've been arrested one time in my whole entire life. It was for going too fast in a no-wake zone on the water in a little tiny 8-foot speedboat. I got pulled over and they arrested me because it wasn't registered. So they impounded my boat. Oh, actually, they didn't impound my boat. They let me take it out to my boat and tie it up. And they took me to jail. I spent 2 days in jail. Only time I ever went to jail. And, it's a different culture now. I want to say the kids, but it's not the kids. It's the people that are, in their 30s, 20s and 30s, and they're, I like these First Amendment auditors. Come on, guys. Who gives a crap? You're not auditing anything. You're out there seeing if you can stir up trouble with some business or people that are walking around. You're getting in their face. You're putting your camera in their face or in their car. I wouldn't like it either. I understand what the idea of the First Amendment. I get it. But that doesn't mean you have the right to harass people. And one day, one of you First Amendment auditors, if you're watching this at all, somebody's going to get sick and tired of your shit and pull a gun out and shoot you. That's what's going to happen. Now, I've seen them get hit with a club. I saw them get a knife pulled on them. I've seen them get smacked. I've seen them get sprayed with pepper spray. It's only logical that this is going to happen eventually. Somebody's going to get pissed off and nail your ass back. So, I don't know, man. It's a weird world right now. You guys have fucked up the U.S. so bad that there's no more malls. The beaches look like homeless shelters. San Francisco is so nasty, dirty. All of the cute little shops that were in San Francisco are all gone. There's nothing like that anymore. The Haight-Ashbury was all hippies and cute. It had nice things there. Now it's all gone. It's just destroyed. And what did it? They blame it on this and that, but the reality is this generation of people did it. It's just, that's it. The generation that started about, 30 years ago, maybe, they've destroyed everything. With their bullshit, I'm gay, you're not, LGBTQD, all whatever, and what's your Proverbs or whatever the fuck they say. Hey, you know what? You're a guy or you're a girl. That's it. There's no in-betweens. There's no tweeners here. There's wieners, no tweeners. You're either a guy or you're a chick. That's it. And if you're having a hard time with that, hey, drop your pants. Somebody normal will tell you what you are. We can point, we can look, and we can say, you are a boom, whatever it is. I don't get it, man. When I was a kid, growing up, there was two kinds of people. There was the gay people or the fags, queers, and everybody else, the straight people. That we didn't distinguish that you might be a dude if you were a chick, or you might be a chick if you were a dude. We didn't care. You want to walk around dressed like a girl? Go ahead. Who gives a fuck? Nobody put it in your face. Now, it's like a big deal. You watch YouTube and it's half the channels are talking about that. It's like, fuck that. What's wrong with you people, man? There's guys that are girly guys here in the Philippines. Girls that dress up like guys and guys that dress up like men or whatever it is. I don't even know. And we joke with them. So you're half Filipino? And they go, yeah, I'm half Filipino. What's the other half? Filipino. Yeah, okay, got it. Yeah, Filipina and Filipino only because that's their proverbs. Filipina. Filipino. Yeah. It's a joke, man. They don't care. Nobody pushes it down anybody's throat. Gives up. How did I even get on this conversation? It's the one conversation I can't stand, and here I am talking about it. Stupid. So we went to the gun shop, and we went to our favorite restaurant, and we took some friends of ours. Everybody had a really nice time. I had a hard time because I miss my dogs. You know, I go out with people, and as dumb as it is, all people want something. They want something. You know, whether it's a good something or a bad something, they all want something, all of them. I don't give a fuck who it is. Everybody wants something from everybody else. And my dogs, they don't want anything except attention and love. They don't want nothing, huh, baby? Hey, Walter, come here. You want to come up here, Dad? Come here. You know, my puppies they just want to be around me because I'm me. They don't want me to give them dog food or a treat or, you know, get them one of their toys. They just want to be around me because I'm me. That's all. Why can't people be like that? Why can't people just take that simple little jump and say, you know what? I just want to be around you because you're you. I don't care about the rest of the bullshit. Just you're you and that's it. It's a hard thing to understand. You know, and even, you know, I listen to these, back to the old drool. These idiots that, you know, they're giving advice to people that want to move to the Philippines. They need to take their own advice. Most of them are so fucking damn stupid, it's insane. You know, I listen to them. You know, I listen to them from go to house, going from one you know, apartment to another apartment. I haven't moved once. Well, actually, take it back. I built a house for a few $1,000s, and actually $2,000, and I lived in it for about 4 months during COVID. And as soon as COVID was over, our house was done enough, we moved in. And we tore the other house pretty much down. And I haven't moved since, and I'm not gonna move. I'll die in my home right here. And then I told my wife, cut me up, small pieces, throw me in the pressure cooker, get my head, what do you call it, cremated, feed the rest of me to my dogs. They deserve that. They love their dad, and that'll give their dad some, I'll have a worth even when I die. You know? You know, it's not so much what you leave behind, it's who you leave behind. And because what you leave behind is all of the things that you did in your life. I've done a million different things, from jobs to traveling around the world to, you know, on my sailboats and driving across the United States, and God, I could go on, sinking sailboats. I could go on for hours about my life. And I have a book that's for about 6 or 7 years of my life. But, you know, in the reality of things, how do you leave your knowledge? How do you leave all of the things that you did, and how do you leave that? You know, when I die, it's gone. All of my thoughts, all of my knowledge is gone. You know, and some people write books. I'm not able to do that. That's not something I'm capable of. Well, maybe I am. I don't know. But you can't. You know, you can't teach. You know, like my daughter, I can't teach her the things that I know. You know, some a little bit, but what about the other big bit? What about the, you know, I teach her a half of a percentage. What about that other 99.5%? Where does that go? You know, it's lost. That's all it is. It's just lost and lost forever. And Alona 8774 Baitai Fought. Baitai Fought. I don't know what that means. But you know, it's a weird thing because I'm 70 and I'm watching my younger wife, she's 56. I'm watching her plant trees in the yard. Some of the trees are fruit trees, and it takes approximately 3 to 5 years for the fruit trees to bear fruit. We have a mango tree out here we planted, and it is finally bearing fruit, and we planted it 4 years ago. And she wants, she talks about the fruit trees and how beautiful they're going to be and how much, mangoes we're going to get. And I think to myself, I may not get to see that. At 70 years old, how long do you go? It's really strange, when you're 50, 70 is a long way away. When you're 70, 50 isn't too far back there. I think I said this before, that somebody said that it was a lot better being 20 in the 70s than it is being 70 in the 20s. Think about that for a minute and it'll sink in. But I get up in the morning, I'm creaky. I get out of the car, my legs don't want to move like they used to. I get sore. My back aches a little bit. I have a hard time standing up for a second. I mean, once I move it, I'm okay, but it's that, that 10 or 15 seconds of, oh, fuck, I gotta do this again. And I don't sleep a lot at night. I hardly eat anything. And today I ate a lot, but that's rare for me. I won't eat any more today. And, the other day I carried a 50-pound bag of rice. Big deal. I almost couldn't move my arm yesterday. It hurt so bad because I tossed it onto my shoulder, and I don't know what I did to my shoulder. It was sore all day and all night. I think I ate 10 Advil in one day and night just to get rid of the pain. It's gone. It still hurts a little. I got like a bruise. But what I did to my shoulder, I don't know. It's a soft bag of rice, just 50 pounds. And so I told my wife, we're not buying 50 pounds of rice no more. We're going down and we're going to only buy, 25 pounds of rice, and we'll see how that goes. If I can't carry that, we'll go to 5 pounds of rice. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I'd rather buy rice every day rather than feel like I'm hurt. I don't want to do that again. She knows. She agrees. She's a very good woman, my wife. I don't think anybody could have a better wife. Want her here. I don't think anybody could have a better wife than I have. She never complains about anything. She works all the time, does everything. Doesn't even ask me for anything, ever. So I dare somebody in the United States to tell me that their wife never complains, takes complete care of the house, 3-story house, mops the floors, does the dishes, does the laundry, even irons my daughter's clothes, cooks 3 or 4 times a day, makes sure all my dogs are fed, waters and takes care of her garden, plants new trees, and never complains. You tell me any guy that's married out there and takes care of me 100%. You tell me, some guy answer this question. You tell me that your wife is like that in the U.S. I've been married in the U.S. before. I know what it's like. God, you don't live up to somebody else's standards. You're a piece of shit. Well, here, it's not that way. I live up to my own standards, and my wife works around it, and that's nice. I'm 70. I don't want to live up to somebody else's bullshit. I have no interest. I want to live up to my own standards, where if I'm creaky, okay, I'm creaky. If I'm feeling like I want to go run a mile, I'll go run a mile. But I don't want somebody standing in the background going, you got to run a mile, you got to run a mile, or you're a piece of shit. No. And that's, I hate to say it, that's a lot of the people, a lot of the women in the U.S., guys. It's just not the same. And I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Girls, if you're listening, I don't want to hurt your feelings. But it's getting so men in the U.S. don't even want to date women anymore. Why is a guy supposed to pay for everything in a relationship? Now, I'm old school. I open the doors for women, and I pay for breakfast and lunch and dinner. Well, I used to. I don't anymore. I don't even have any money. My wife takes care of it all. But yeah, that's how I was brought up. But it wasn't something that I was told by the girl I was with to do. They go out, the way I look at it is you go out on a first date in the U.S. now and pay for your own food. That's all. I mean, unless you decided you're going to pay for the food for the other person you're with, no. Pay for your own food. Let them pay for their food. And go from there. See if it's going to work. You don't know those people. You're out with somebody completely strange. And sometimes it works. Oh, don't get me wrong, man. I've gone out with people and just went, oh my God, this is it. You feel it both ways. Not normal. That's not the norm. The norm is, do I want to do this or do I not want to do this? And usually it's the not want to do this. You know, or the chick shows up with 15 people from her friend family, all her friends, and expects you to pay the bill. Fuck that. Disappear, man. Go to lunch. But I know I watch these things on, YouTube and on TV, the dating show. What kind of a guy would, well, I wouldn't have anybody less than 6'2", and I wouldn't date anybody that doesn't make at least 200,000 a year. You know what? Why? How much do you make? What are you putting into this? Tell me, what are you putting into this? They'll say, well, I don't work. Well, why don't you work? Well, I don't need to work. I'm going to have a boyfriend. Well, so it's the boyfriend's responsibility to take care of your ass. No, that's not reality. That's just a reality show. It's not real. So I lost my whole audience there for a few minutes. I don't care. Guys, subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up. I only got one. Come on. What's it hurt? Push the thumbs up button. It makes the analog system in YouTube put my videos out there a little bit more. Not that it's really going to make a difference. It doesn't really. I need watch hours, and I don't know. I need like 1 million watch hours or some shit. Not going to happen soon. Yeah, see, I got 4 people watching again. I've been up and down to like 15 was the most. Anyway, like I said, I went to the gun shop today. I have a couple of guns. Here's one of them. This is the one I had worked on today. In the Philippines, got guns. How's that? Everybody says, you can't have guns in the Philippines. I got guns. I got lots of them. I think I got 10. You just register them with you register to have them. That's all it takes. I don't care. I have never been messed with about my guns, not one time. So, anyway, if you guys want me to talk about something in particular, make it a comment, and I will talk about anything that you want about living in the Philippines. I've been here over 8 years, and I've pretty much seen it, done it all. If you can come up with something that I haven't done, I don't travel. I've done enough traveling in my whole life. I don't have a whole lot of interest in going to another island that looks just like this island, even though it's got a couple of prettier parks or a couple of prettier landscapes. Beach is a beach to me. I've seen 1 million of them, more than 1 million of them. I've seen the most beautiful white sand beaches you ever saw. Black sand beaches, green sand beaches. I saw emerald green beaches in Hawaii. Beautiful. Never saw it before, never saw it again. And I have seen the most beautiful white beaches that you ever saw. And you're in trouble again, turd. Hey, if you guys know anything about dachshunds, let me tell you, they are the biggest troublemakers you ever saw. And they're also the happiest little puppies. This is mine right here. This is Walter. Now, Walter's got a skin problem. Actually, if you look, he's a bald dachshund. He has no hair right now. Hopefully it's going to grow back. When we got him, he was living on a wood pile, and I don't know. We don't know what happened. We think he got mites or something, and he got all these little blisters all over his body and his face. And over the course of the last 2 months, I've got rid of almost all of it except on his face. But his body, all the blisters went away and all his hair went with it. But it's actually coming back. I'm really happy. And he's the happiest little puppy. I swear, he just loves everybody. All he wants to do is have attention and be loving. And really funny is he chases the huskies around. Don't be chewing on my shit. Stop. He chases my big huskies around like they're little tiny puppies. He barks and he growls and he tells them what to do, and he's a brat. You're a brat. Yeah, you are a brat. I know. Yeah, don't bite. Be nice. Be nice. Walter's a little love, though. He really is. If you look at his face, you can see his little bumpy face, and his cheeks are all bumpy. But I don't care. I don't care if he's a bald dog or not a bald dog. I love him. I love all my dogs. We have 12. I love my dogs. That's all. I don't care. I like my dogs better than I like people because my dogs don't have opinions. They don't care. All they want to do is be loved and be happy and give you love back. So I take care of them the best I can. Actually, I spend more money and time with my puppies than I do with people because I like them more than I like people. I had enough people around me in my lifetime to know that dogs are better. Big dogs, little dogs, furry dogs, no hair dogs. But he is getting his hair back, finally, a little bit. He's got a little little bit of hair on his body. Man, it'll be so nice if he gets his hair back. I hope he does. Because he's just so sweet. You know? Anyway, guys, I've been talking for 30 minutes. I haven't said a god dang thing, and I hope you enjoy what I do talk about. I mean, it's just chatter. It's just talk. It's stuff that comes to mind that maybe you don't think about, maybe you do think about, maybe you never have thought about, maybe you never will. I don't know. Some of it's about the Philippines, some of it's about life in general. So, hey, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. I don't need subscriptions. I already got 3,000 or 2,500 or something. But it's nice to see people care. And if you sub to me, I'll sub back to you. It's pretty simple stuff. And I'm going to go. Oh, hey, I got Francis and Cab. Francis Airy and Cab. I don't know what that means. Aloha. You must be in Hawaii. Nice to know you. All right, guys. I'll do this again in the morning. Sometime between like 8 and 11. If you want to watch, tune in. If you don't want, oh yeah. So, it's just something I was tripping on. There's a couple of guys that they try and be so professional when they're talking on doing these lives. It really cracks me up because why? You guys want me to be professional? Want me to put a fucking suit on or a tie and pretend I care? I don't. You don't want to watch me? Don't watch me. I don't care. You do, you do. I just have a good time chatting. If you guys leave me a message, tell me what we're going to chat about. If I know the answer or if I have interest, I'll talk to you about it. Let's make it fun. That's what makes life fun. All right, guys. I'm gone. Enjoy whatever it is you want to enjoy. Just don't let the day get ahead of you. Okay? I'm from India. Hey, Nashim. Nashant Shama. Whatever. Nice to see you from India. And guys, come see me again. See ya.